Hello, everyone. I'm your podcaster, Cadence Kinsey, and this is hashtag Pick Me. Welcome to Questions to Ask to get to know yourself better. Let's get started. Starting off with the very basics, I'm just going to read this list. I actually made all of these questions for my own self discovery path. All right, so favorites. What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite color? Your favorite activity? Food? And I added this because I found out that I have a favorite designer, which is Steve Madden. Oh my gosh, like I fall in love with every single item that I see. Like I'll literally be in the store and I'll go up to him like, "Oh, these shoes are cute." I'm like, "Of course, it's Steve Madden." Okay, are you a morning person or night owl? And then your favorite season. These questions are about dating. What do you look for in a guy? What's the type that catches your eye? What do you see in other men that you hope your husband has? If you met your husband tomorrow, would you be ready? What would you be wishing you had done while still single? What are your top 5 absolute deal breakers? How many kids do you want? What are your hobbies? Is it important for your partner to have the same hobbies as you? What values what values are important to you? And I have had this question before, like, what are values? Well, you could also look it up, but it's things such as patience, honesty, transparency, like those types of things. It could also be deeper, like how you view your family. Are you a big family person? You believe that blood is thicker than water, family over everything? Like, what will your relationship with your in laws look like? Things like that. Um, and then, like, in marriage, do you believe that your wife is like top priority? You know what I mean? And then, oh yeah, do you believe in forever? As in, like, you're dating to marry and there's no like divorce allowed. What are your views on that? Um, and then another value, something that I put as a value is being able to admit when you're wrong and apologize, changing slash bettering yourself. Also, like cussing and things like that, like whether or not you would want to have someone that cusses. Okay, I have a story to tell regarding this value. I remember when I was at my old school, like my junior year or something like that, I went to this place called they were offering like free stretches or something. I was like, that's interesting. I want to like get stretched. And so the person that stretched me was a guy. Long story short, he ended up asking for my phone number. And I thought he was cute, so like I gave it to him. But whenever okay, also like forewarning, I was like a hardcore Christian during this time, like just out of my mind, like judgmental and just things I don't like about, hardcore religion. So I was a strong believer in not cussing, and it like irked me, generally got on my nerves when people like would cuss because I'm like, you don't have to cuss. Like there's so many other substitute words like freaking instead of effing. So, and this is a PG-13, no, not PG-13. What is it? Kid-friendly podcast. So like I will not be cussing in case because it's going on the internet. There's going to be so many people that have access to it. I don't want to be cussing and kids hear that. Like I'm good. Just in case, you know? But anyways, long story short, I asked this guy to like stop cussing because in his text messages he would cuss and it got on my nerves and he just like did not respond. And at that moment, I went to my mom and I was genuinely thinking to myself, man, like I just ruined something good. But now I'm looking back at it, I'm like, oh my God, girl, you saved yourself. Do not be with someone that you cannot get along with or can't agree with, especially regarding like simple things, because simple things can lead to small cracks, which eventually lead to like the whole foundation crumbling, right? Now I'm a lot like, I don't really care as much if people like cuss around me and everything. Like, my family didn't even cuss around me, like, that's how big it was. Um, but now it's like less bothersome. I don't do I don't cuss myself. There was a point where I wanted to start cussing just because like I was always told it was bad. And so it's like, okay, I'm done. So sick and tired of being told what to do. And then B was kind of like I just wanted to fit in. That's a whole nother story in itself. But let's get back to the questions. Okay, another question is describe your younger self. And this question is honestly so important because it's going to lead to you loving who you are. If you can't answer that, ask your parents or someone that really knows you that, raised you. Okay. Now, I made a list of very interesting questions to ask on dates, and so I'm hoping that you're able to ask these yourself and answer them, okay? The following is a list of grocery items. State whether you'll put them in the fridge or in the pantry. Syrup, fruits and veggies, bread, and peanut butter. Guys, there's this one couple I watch on YouTube, and he puts his peanut butter in the fridge, and they have like two separate peanut butters because puts her she puts hers in the pantry. Which do you do? Because that is so weird to me. It's not a deal breaker. It's just interesting, Just know that you'll be having to get two peanut butters, and that's fine. Less runs to the grocery store, am I right? All right, these questions are home related. What temperature do you like the house to be at during the day? What about during the night? Also, like, do you open the blinds up? Things like that, like roommate questions. Eventually, like, you guys are gonna move in together. You're gonna want to make sure that you're compatible living together, not like complete opposites to where it's like this is not gonna work out. You know what I mean? Oh, this is a good one. Are you an unpack in a hotel kind of person or keep everything in suitcases/bags? And are you an unpack when we get home or wait a couple of days? Ooh, there can even be questions like, do you like doing laundry? Do you like doing dishes? Because for me, I do not like doing dishes. So I'm so hoping that whoever I marry loves to do dishes and then we make an agreement that like he does all the dishes and I do all the laundry because I love laundry so much. So if I find someone that's like, heck yeah, I'm down to do that, like I'm all set. I will wash my own dishes though. Like I'm just like concerned about my nails and water. Okay. Food. Describe some childhood meals you still eat or would still eat today. Name one food you absolutely cannot eat. Are you allergic to anything? This is big, guys. If you can't give up foods, I don't know, you might not want to marry someone who's deathly allergic to your favorite food. Okay, life questions. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Where would you want to live at when you settle down? How many kids do you want if you want kids? Do you have any name ideas for your kids yet? What are some activities you enjoy doing? I think I already said that, but I took like multiple lists and mushed them together. So childhood questions, where were you born? Where did you live majority of your life? You also asked like what were some big influence in your childhood? How did the way you grew up impact you today? All right, some more dating questions, but like interesting ones. What's one red flag about you? If you had an ex, have an ex, what was the thing they complained most about you? What did they love most about you? What is everything you'd want to do while single? And this is again from another list. And I say this because there are things that, like, for example, me, something I really want to do while I'm single is travel, just because I want to solo travel and experience what that's like before I get inside of a relationship. I just think it's necessary for my own path of self discovery. I don't know why I feel this way yet, but I'm assuming I'm going to find out whenever I go. What do you want to teach your kids regarding religion? I feel like that speaks for itself. That's a big topic. I always believe that like you have to be the same religion like to date people, but now I'm genuinely realizing that like as long as you agree on what to teach your kids, like you should be fine. Have you ever been to therapy before? Also just be aware of how that impacts your kids. Like I keep referencing like Buddha and like Christianity. If you agree to teach them both, like I just feel like that would be terribly confusing for them. So just like keep your future in mind. Something that I've been telling myself recently is that your kids cannot pick who their father is. So just make sure that you choose wisely. I don't know if this is on here, but it should be like traumas and how that impacts you because who like our childhood often shapes like our trauma say like that's why they call it childhood traumas and so sometimes that can get passed on to your kids so I would just say also to be mindful of that. I'm not saying you can't date someone who hasn't had trauma. Just make sure that person has at least worked on it and like learned from it and has like wants to do better than their parents. You know what I mean? Like everyone should always want to do better than the parents. I hope my kids want to do better than me. Even if I teach them better than myself, I still want them to like have that desire themselves. Okay, anyway. Speaking of doing better from childhood traumas, have you gone to therapy before? Question mark. And would you consider uh okay. Yeah, would you consider going individually as well as together? Now, the reason why I view this to be so important is because like I said, we each have childhood traumas and just things that have impacted us. So I think as long as we have like learned and grown from those things, and it should be okay. But all in all, therapy is just a great teacher, and I've grown from it. But yeah, therapy can also look different for different people. So as long as like the person is committed to like working on themselves, bettering themselves, and then like in their relationship, they don't take like criticism as like an attack. They take it as like, you know, they recognize that you just want the best for them and like, yeah, you'll see what I mean. Oh, it's a man and woman brain thing, guarantee you. That will be another series. Okay, what are some random slash fun facts about you? For example, actually, I like made a whole list on like random slash fun facts about me. And what I do is that when I just learn something new about myself, I write it down. That's like random or fun. Because have you ever been like, what's a fun fact? And you're like, I don't know. Well, I know now. I've been good at untying knots and took great pride in it as a child, but never understood why I was so good at untying knots. Like, I love untying knots and jewelry and stuff like that. Now I know the purpose is because I have curly hair. And the way I have to daily maneuver my hair from around objects, experience helps. I kid you not, my hair will get stuck on a doorknob. Like, it's crazy. Number two, I like to put my hand underneath pillows when sleeping. This is so weird. Like when I would sleep with my mom as a child, like I would literally put my hand underneath her pillow and like something about the pressure was just calming. Like now I have this giant behind pillow behind all my other pillows. I'll take a video of it now. And this pillow, it's heavy and like I stick my foot under it or my leg, like the pressure just calms me and like puts me to sleep. So it's weird. Okay, another fun fact or random fact is I don't like killing bugs or insects, things like that. I prefer rescuing them. So like a spider or something like that. I've been wanting to get that tool to like not have to kill them. um okay, I did learn the hard way though to like kill bugs. I remember I was in college and there was like this ant like infestation. So at first it was only a few and I was like, "Oh, and I was like, oh, I don't want to kill them. Like they're ants. You know what I mean?" Next day, oh my God, they were everywhere. And I had to like get the bug spray and just get them out of there. We literally had that issue for about a week and we had to call like the pest control on our campus and like me and my roommate. And then they came back and I realized it was because like after I sprayed, I cleaned up, of course, the area and like they came back because there's no like toxic whatever. So I sprayed and then like I left the spray there. Problem solved. In case you guys are at SU and have that same issue. There you go. Okay, let's get back to the questions. How did you grow from your past relationship? So these are like no longer the fun questions, obviously, but they're still important. How did you grow from your past relationship? And what are some things you still need to work on? If you have not grown from your past relationship, red flag question mark. I don't know if that would be a red flag or not. I think it depends on like how long that relationship was. But I was in a relationship for like 4 months and I've done a lot of growing. I think it's just a mindset. If you sit there and you like suppress everything, you're not going to learn, you're not going to grow. If you instead allow yourself to take the time to feel everything, to heal, and then especially to reflect on like what you could have done better, etc., and what you want to continue doing, like just what have you learned? Have you learned that all women or all men are crazy? Have you learned that all women are men or women are bad? Like, what did you learn? Did you learn that love isn't good? Those are important questions because if you have now a negative view on dating and relationships, that requires some growth because you should not let one circumstance define an entire population of an entire definition of dating. For me personally, like I've grown a lot discovering who I am. I learned how important it is to know who you are and what you like and don't like before you get into a relationship. I learned things like, yeah, anyways. Moving on. What are top 5 things on your bucket list? And I say this because a lot of times people are so like worried about the now. They're so worried about the now that they don't even take consideration of the future. I wish I had that quote like right now. But it's basically saying like who you're dating now is going to be different from who you're dating in the future. So make sure that you want to date both people. And man, that was such a powerful quote because I feel like none of us, like overthinkers, we do this. We think about the future a lot. And it's like, make sure that your futures align well together. This has to do with like your purpose and everything like that. Like, if you know that you're going to be traveling like a lot, do you want someone that's going to travel with you? Like, how does that dynamic work? Things like that. If you know that, like, do you want your partner to always be away from you? Like, what is his career going to be like? That's like, are you guys going to be able to spend time together? Do you want someone in the same workforce as you? Like, just questions like that. You want them to be like compatible with your future, especially because like people's interests change as they get older too. A common one coming to my mind is maybe you're a huge video gamer in the future when you have a career and you have kids. Sometimes video gaming is no longer a priority. It's not like you don't love to do it. I don't know, maybe you can grow out of interest of doing things like that and like something new takes over, like a new hobby, or you just simply don't have time for it and you slowly like wean off of it. Things like that. It's like you don't want to like look at the temporary. You want to look at the entire scope of things. Like for me, I know something that I'm going to want to be doing is like diving and snorkeling. Like I don't want someone, I would probably not a good idea for me to go out and date someone that is afraid of water and like afraid of the ocean. Probably a good idea to date someone that loves the ocean. It's probably like, and here's the difference too, right? Like you can find someone that is like also loves the ocean and wants to dive and scuba dive and everything with you, or you can just find someone that's compatible. Now, compatibility is different in the sense that they may not love scuba diving, right? It may not be their hobby, but perhaps they love surfing. That's still compatible because it's the ocean, right? They're not afraid of the water if they're surfing, obviously. And so it just takes a simple conversation like, would you be interested in scuba diving? Like, are you afraid of sharks and things like that? Like, questions like this. The same thing goes for your career. You guys might not be in the same exact career field, but like they're compatible. Maybe your hours look the same to where you're both working at the same time, you come home at the same time. So you're not away from each other like 24/7. You know, if he's like has work from 8 to 9 and you have work 9 to 8 in the morning, it's like maybe that's not very compatible. And of course it's not realistic, but throwing something out there that's very dramatic so you know where I'm coming from. And then like going back to the deal breakers thing too, the reason why that's like something that like I recommend doing is asking those questions like on the first date. Think about your 5 deal breakers and ask your partner if they fulfill those. Like for example, if your deal breaker is no sex before marriage and you go out and ask your partner like how do you view that, and they're like, oh, I want to test drive the car before I get married. probably like I would cancel that person off my list immediately. Like I would probably finish the date, yeah, but like I would probably finish it a lot quicker and sooner than I would if someone, was like, "Oh yeah, I would wait for marriage." So just like use that as your standard as your standards. You don't want to waste your time getting to know someone. It's like, "Oh, I really love this person." Like not like that, but like I really like where this is going. And then you ask a deal breaker question, you're like, "Shoot, I just wasted all my time when I could have just asked these deal breaker questions." So weed out the ones that's an immediate no. You know what I mean by asking those deal breaker questions. And then also what I was gonna say is like when you ask those deal breaker questions or any questions for that matter, and they tell you an answer and their actions do not align with their verbal answer, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. Just like A, that makes them a complete liar, right? And B, that's just like it's deceiving. And if they say they want to wait to marriage, but then they're like constantly pressuring you to like do things you're not comfortable with, get them out of there. That's a huge red flag. If you can't respect me, I'm good. In fact, something that has raised the bar so high for me is when I saw this post of this girl that posted, and she was like, I told my boyfriend when I was like sober that I didn't want to have sex or anything like that. And then I got drunk and I was like asking him for it, you know what I mean? And he said, no, because when you were in your right mind, you told me you didn't want to do that. So I'm not going to do that with you right now. And I was like, woof. Bro set the bar high on that one. But that's the thing, like that should be normal. It's just common decency. It's respect. You're not taking advantage of someone when they're at their lowest. Look at how they treat people that can't do anything for them. Look at how they treat people who have like disabilities. Look at how they treat people who are like their waitress and everything like that. So yeah, just think about those things. Because oftentimes they'll treat you the same exact way when you're not on good terms. Look at how they treat people whom they're not on good terms with. And the reason why I say look at how they treat people who can't do anything or give anything to them is because maybe they're only nice because you can give something to them because they want something out of you. I'm hoping that my future partners align with my future partner's values align with mine in the sense that I'm only looking for a partnership, like a lifetime partner. And I want my partner to look at me and be like, I'm satisfied because you're my life partner. Like, that's it. Not because, oh yeah, I imagine the sex with you is very good. Or like, I don't even know if I can say that. Oh yeah, I imagine the deed is very good with you. I forgot sometimes YouTube like flags videos or whatever using inappropriate language. And like, again, viewers of all ages might be watching this. So I don't want someone just like, oh yeah, you can offer me your body, like your looks and stuff like that. No, no, no. You know what I mean? Like just being myself should be enough for my partner and vice versa. You should never ever like ask something of your partner that you aren't willing to provide yourself or that you can't give yourself. You know what I mean? Like if you're like, no doing the deed before marriage, it's like, can you even like you wouldn't ask that unless you yourself have done that too. Like you wouldn't ask to go marry a virgin when you're not a virgin yourself. Like that's a little creepy. I'm not gonna lie. Um so yeah, the reason why I went into that whole spill is because the top 5 things in your bucket list, it's like if you can't see that being possible like together, it might be something that you would have to do alone and like everyone's okay with that or do while you're single now. Do you want to travel? If so, when and where? That's also important. Like, are they afraid of flights? Do they like traveling? Do they prefer not to travel? Like, what does that look like? How would you want to handle? And another thing, just because someone doesn't like something doesn't mean they can't grow to like it. If you watch Love Is Blind on Netflix, um, there's a woman who wanted to do skydiving before she got married to kind of signify like the leap of faith that she was about to take with marriage. And so she wanted her significant other, her fiance, to do the same thing. And if you don't know, these people barely know each other. They get to know each other in the span of, I forgot how long it was, but I don't think it's like 2 years. It's like a few months, and then they get married. This man that she met in the pods where they meet, it's like a room, and he's terrified of heights, right? But he jumps out of an airplane for her. Y'all, he went skydiving with her. This man was madly in love. He was like, I don't even think my own family can get me to do this. You, however, are able to. And I'm just like, that's so sweet. So just because like someone doesn't like doing something or they have a fear of something doesn't mean their relationship can't work out, doesn't mean that you can't grow. It's all about compromise and like changing for the better. You might ask, like, how does skydiving change you for the better? Dude just conquered his fear. Like, I don't know about you, that I think that's freaking amazing when you're able to challenge your partner in like different healthy ways, you know? Number 10 for this specific list, or 11. How would you want to handle finances in a marriage? Do you believe in prenups? That's a big one. Actually, that's probably like one of, I think, the top major disagreement in marriages is how you handle finances. And this again goes with the whole dynamic of if you are a huge saver and you marry someone that's a huge spender, sometimes that could be like, oh no, back out of the relationship. But the way I see it, it's like you guys balance each other out. If someone's always saving, they're never going to live their life. You know what I mean? And if you're a huge spender, you're going to be like telling this person, spoil yourself a little bit. Get that car you've always been wanting to buy. Next question. What are boundaries you agree with and disagree with? So, boundaries you agree with and disagree with. I made a list of boundaries that are like, I believe to be extremely healthy. I don't know if I'll share them in this video or like a separate one, but these are things that like are very important to some people. But I recently ran into this video that I can feel like a sense of insecurity coming on me right now. It's like she said her partner, she was asking for like certain things, which would be in the sense it would be under the definition of boundaries, right? She was asking these of her partner, and her partner said, like, considered her to be too needy. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know that was a thing. And like, the reason I'm feeling insecure is because I'm like, man, what if like, I want these things and like I meet someone who doesn't want these things? That's really no reason to be insecure about. It just means that that person is not my person and I move on to the next. So here are the boundaries. This is like, I've never tried this before, so I have no idea if it's a lot or a little bit or if I'll like it or what. I haven't even read this since January 8th, 2025. We're in March. But it says, we go on a date once a month. We put our studies first and hold each other accountable. When we have a problem, we state it and the solution to it. It has to be an action we can take. That's good. And it has to be done immediately when it happens so it doesn't build up. That's really good. Wow. No running away. Like when things get hard, we stay in it. When our emotions like pile up and like get too big, we stay in it. I'm not saying don't like go off and cool down. I'm just saying like no stonewalling. You know what I mean? That's probably what I should say. Not mentioning breaking up unless we mean it. This is so big because it's like not saying the word divorce in the marriage. It's great practice for that. If you are the type of person that's just like, let's break up, let's break up, let's break up every time a minor convenience appears inside of your relationship, what do you think is going to happen when you get into divorce? You're literally preparing yourself and practicing for divorce. Never, ever, ever do that. I learned not to do that. Another thing is like, I would say no breaking up unless like you have actively worked towards solving whatever issue it is that you want to break up. If it's just like we grew apart, something like that's understandable. But if it's like in the heat of a moment and you're like, let's break up, heck no. I will not do that. Oh my gosh, like emotions are high, mindsets are not clear, brains are foggy as heck. It's not a smart thing to do. Always, always, always just calm down. I don't even think arguments should get that heated in the first place. If it's like that, there's likely something underlying that needs to be discussed in a calm manner and like talked thoroughly through. But yeah, just keep that in mind and what you want. Talking about our problems before involving other people. That's big because sometimes we'd be like running to go tell someone else and we haven't even discussed it with our partner. And it's like if we just talk to our partner, the issue could be solved in a matter of 2 seconds. It's like it's not even that big of a deal, you know what I mean? But then you go on and you run off to like Sally Sue or Benny Ben, and it's like now the small issue is now gigantic and huge, and it's like it didn't have to be that way, you know what I mean? I saw this quote too that was like, um, people who are your friends but not my friends should not know my business. And like, I could not have said that more clearly myself. It's just kind of like, I don't know, I find that disrespectful when it's like kind of like gossip in a way. And I don't do gossip. I don't do drama. I cannot do that. I cannot have friends that do gossip and do drama. Like, gossiping makes me so uncomfortable, makes me feel like I'm crawling in my own skin. I've always been that way. I just think it's disgusting. And drama, don't like it. I've always avoided drama. There's so much drama in my elementary classes, I remember, and I would just be like running the opposite way to the playground because I'm not about to get involved in that. I'm the same way today. I'm like peer pressure. I don't get peer pressured. I would not date someone who succumbs to peer pressure because that to me that's weak. That's very weak. If you can't have a strong enough mindset to be like sticking to it. Imagine you get in a relationship with someone and you know that they succumb to peer pressure easily, and everyone starts telling him, break up with you. What are you going to do? Or starts telling her, break up with, your partner. That person, because they succumb to peer pressure easily, is going to break up with you. Now, had you just like looked at the warning signs, the red flags of this person, succumbing to peer pressure, you would have gotten out of that relationship. So yeah, just also like look at the red flags like early on and listen to them. When the red flags say run away and don't look back. Okay. Back to the boundaries. Yeah, no bickering about small things. Make it a goal to have fun and build a better foundation. I love that. It's sort of like the flower analogy of just like when something is planted, just cater to it and let it bloom, you know? Don't worry about like grow, 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 grow. You're not going to stand there at a flower like screaming at it to grow. You're just going to tend to it and care for it and it'll bloom on itself over time. I think relationships are the same way. Like I'm uh uh guilty of this myself. I like just wanted like focusing so much on just growing and growing that like kind of it felt forced to like grow from my perspective. I'm not saying my uh ex not this way, sorry. It's so weird to me still because like uh, I'm not like super experienced in dating. So when you like aren't chronically invested in like trying to like looking at every single small thing that's like wrong with the relationship and trying to like fix it, instead just building a foundation of friendship, like so much easier and lighter that way. Like the amount of stress I just relieved my body by saying that sentence is insane. Oh yeah, let me continue. Almost done. um Bringing up what bothers you sooner than waiting. Yeah, that's pretty good too, because if you wait, you're gonna build resentment over time, especially if you're like, he should know, she should know what's wrong with me, and it's like, no, they shouldn't. You gotta speak up, sweetheart. You have to speak up, okay? Okay. Guilty. Oh, but that's another thing that like patience. Someone who's like patient with you, if you're not speaking up about your feelings, you're not gonna be like screaming at you, making you feel unsafe, and like not wanting you to be open and vulnerable. Like the person that's meant for you will be like gentle and kind and caring and patient with you, like waiting for you to like open up and be ready for that. a lot of people don't understand. Like, they're like, oh, I want this person to open up to me. And then, like, they do. And then you're like, you remind that person why they never wanted to open up to you in the first place. Don't be that guy or girl, especially with men. Everyone, I feel like, just treats men with so much disrespect because they view them as like strong or like they can take it. Like, no, they're still human. They still have emotions. Like, don't do something to someone that you wouldn't want done to you. So, yes, I will be gentle with my man, and I will be calm, cool, and collected and caring, and like a soft, gentle voice, especially when he's opening up to me about his feelings. Like, I want him to be able to break down and like cry in front of me and not feel guilty or shameful about it. Like, just be a safe space for him. You know what I mean? Men are like told that that's weak or something, and it's not. Like, honestly, when I view a man crying, I view that as his strongest state ever, his strongest state of existence possible. And I say that because it's like, A, you're not succumbing to peer pressure. The peer pressure being everyone in society telling you not to cry. Cry anyway, right? You're not listening to peer pressure that way. And then it's like, you're showing me that you're human and you're not a robot and I can connect with you. And like, I love that. I love emotionally vulnerable people, especially men, emotionally vulnerable men. Like, it makes me feel like special that I get to sit in that moment with you and like experience that with you and like help you through it. You know what I mean? And of course, I'd expect the same for me. And I saw this one post that was like, there was a guy who helped this girl through like her lowest point in life, and then he hit his lowest point in life, and she walked away saying that she can't do it, that she can't handle it. And I'm just like, oh my god, please don't be that person. If you know like you can't handle something like that, you're not ready for a relationship. Like, the example I always bring up are like the deaths I experienced in my own family. Yes, they were reckless. Yes, they broke me. But like now I'm stronger than I've ever been before and I can handle that. So I know when I get inside of a relationship, like if something like that happens, I'm not going to run away from it. I can handle it. You know what I mean? And that gives me a lot of confidence in myself and in like my future relationships, knowing that I'm not just going to be dipping and taking the easy way out. So many like people break up when deaths and stuff come and like happen, but it's a part of life. If you can't handle that, I'm sorry, you're not ready for a relationship. Like, it's not right to just dip on a person when they're at their lowest and when they need you the most. That's when you should be there the most. Okay? Another healthy boundary, monthly check-ins. Did I already say that? No, it was date once a month. Okay. Once a month seems so little. Like, can we go on a date like every week or something? Every Saturday, please? What? Okay. Monthly check-ins where we ask specific questions to evaluate where we are in a relationship and how we feel. This isn't to be dramatic, but rather being intentional to create space to discuss things we may not have mentioned, whether it be we didn't want to, didn't have time to, or didn't know how to, etc. This is a judgment-free zone. I love that. Oh my god. See, this girl up here, I love her so freaking much. It's like just my mentality, like literally all inspiring. Like, I would say something and forget about it, which is why I'm happy I started writing things down. And like when I forget who I am or what I like and don't like, I have it. Should probably save these somewhere else in case they get deleted. Like my old notes got deleted. But this is so powerful. I would reread that. But I'm not going to. You can just replay it if you want. That was so good. And I'm not like being prideful. It's like I love neurodivergent people and like neurodivergent mindsets. So when I meet someone that's like this, like just wise in life and like circumstances experienced, it's just like it's awe-inspiring to me. Like, I love psychology and all that stuff. So that's why I'm like in awe right now of that sentence. Okay. And then yeah, no hypocrisy. No doing to each other what we wouldn't want done to us. Yeah. And that's so big. And also like giving yourself a lot of grace, but then like limiting it when it comes to your partner or your friendships. That's also a form of hypocrisy. Yeah, that wouldn't be like very comfortable. Me, like personally, I struggle with giving other people more grace than I give myself, and that's also an issue. Because that means that, like, I'm hard on myself, and that can often lead to insecurities. And um, I'll end this with saying that, like, a big practice for insecurity to like combat that would be affirmations, words of affirmations. If you're not doing that already, I recommend doing it. And I just feel like throwing this in the video for some reason. I don't know why, but body insecurities. This might sound really weird, but if you're insecure like about your body, I highly recommend of standing in front of a mirror. Um, try to like be mindful of my like audience, my viewers. But hopefully you got that word. And like I said, it might sound really weird, but I think it's important, like to look at something and like speak kind words to it. Personally, I view my own body as art. There are things I don't like about my body, which is why I'm saying this, and like this is what has helped me. Just like I view it as art, and like just viewing things from like a positive perspective instead of a negative perspective. I used to not like my hair. Now I love it. I look in the mirror and I adore my curls. I love the way that like look, I can literally just pull it and it just bounces up. Like I love that. I love the way that it feels like in between my fingers and everything like that. So it's kind of like practicing mindfulness, but with the physicalities of yourself. Um, and then like saying it until you believe it. Like I love my hair. I love the way I look. I love like different parts about my body and everything. Say those things and then like you'll start to rewire your brain and like view yourself differently. So I highly encourage you to just like answer these questions that I put out there. Be real with yourself. Answer them honestly. Don't give answers that you think someone else would want to like have like would don't give answers you think someone else would want to hear. Just be completely genuine. And the right person will love all of those qualities about you. You know, um, they won't like they won't make you hate yourself. They won't make you feel more insecure. Um, so yeah, thank you so much for watching another episode of hashtag pick me. See you later.